Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I am Sean Anderson of the Most Valuable Podcast. Alongside me is Dave Oster, and we are doing our picks for the first week of 2017. 2016 was a shit show. It wasn't bad for the NBA.
Yeah, it was good. Actually, it's been a historic season.
Yeah, but it was a shit show in general, and
Yes.
I'm glad we're out of 2016. Hopefully 2017 is a better year for the NBA, and hopefully it's a better year in general. And of course, we're going to kick it off with two of the young, brightest teams in the NBA. Both are terrible this year, though, and we're going to be picking the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the The Process 76ers. What do you got?
Assuming Joel Embiid is going to play, I'm going to pick the 76ers in this game.
Shocker.
I know it's weird. Minnesota can put up, they have three guys scoring 20. It doesn't matter because they can't play defense. So somehow, some way, the 76ers are going to win a game.
It's been absolutely brutal watching the Timberwolves play this year because maybe I put them in my playoffs or something. But
yeah, a lot of hype.
Cat is greater than Embiid right now because he gets more minutes. I'm picking the Timberwolves. I'm picking the Timberwolves.
Okay.
I'm going to trigger Dave by saying that, but I'm picking the Timberwolves. Okay. Let's move on, though, now to the fifth, where we got the Jazz taking on the Raptors here. Two good teams, two teams that are under the radar just because of the two teams at the top of their conferences. But it's going to be a good matchup. Jazz versus Raptors. Who you got in this one?
I think I'm going to go with the Jazz. They got a healthy George Hill back, and they are really going to excel if he continues what we saw early on from the season. Raptors are good, but Jazz are loaded.
The one thing that's going to be difficult is how are the Jazz going to stop DeMar DeRozan? I know they're a great defensive team, but looking at the matchups, Rodney Hood on DeMar DeRozan might be interesting unless they move Gordon over and have him to guard DeMar. So I think DeMar's going to have a big game. I think he's going to put up 34, and the Raptors are going to get a victory here. We the North here, and let's move on now to the game before. We messed up the dates here. We got the Thunder versus the Charlotte Hornets, and I only picked this one because of Kemba Walker's missed three, and I just want to talk about it. Kemba, buddy, it's all right, but I'll go with Kemba. I think he gets the win over Russ.
Yeah, I like how you said Kemba versus Russ because there's not much else on these teams, is there? I am going to go with Russ, though. I think we saw him at his worst Brook. Now we're going to get him at his best Brook.
Bestbrook going to get denied by Kemba, and Hornets are going to get the win here. But let's move on now to the Heat versus the Kings. We picked this one just because we usually don't talk about these teams, but at least we can pick the games. Heat versus the Kings. Heat, terrible team this year. Kings, surprisingly in the 8th seed. Does Boogie get the win here?
I'm going with Boogie. I'm picking the favorite in this one, and Boogie as a favorite is just bizarre. And funny little known fact, he's not leading the league in flagrant fouls right now.
Who is?
I think Russ is.
Oh, okay. So not shocking there, but I'm going with Boogie here. Boogie's just too good to stop. And Hassan versus Boogie will be interesting, but Hassan is just big and athletic, but defensively he's not that good.
But when Boogie stretches him out to the outside,
that's the thing. Whiteside is just long and athletic, so he can really hide his mistakes with his athleticism and length. But when you got skill and athleticism in Boogie going up against just athleticism, skill and athleticism is going to win. I will take the Kings here, and wrapping this one up with team that we always talk about, the New York Knicks, and they're taking on our favorite team. This one's going to be at the BMO Harris Center, which is always packed and rowdy in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Chicago too. New York versus Milwaukee. Who you got?
I'm going to take, shocker, the Knicks.
You love the Knicks.
I do, and I was the one who had them, slide into the playoffs, and I think there's still that chance. They got enough old guys who are talented. Unfortunately,
Phil Jackson's gonna be too heartbroken over his recent breakup with Jeannie Buss. So I'm gonna take Milwaukee and the Bucks here. Giannis Antetokounmpo is gonna get the win here, and I said his name right. Bucks
you're just trying to be a homer for the Bucks right now to make up some love for the damage we've done.
Don't worry, if they make the playoffs, they're getting roasted by me. But anyways, that's gonna wrap up this episode for our picks. Don't forget to like this video and tell us your picks down in the comments below. But for Dave Oster, I'm Sean Anderson. We'll see you next time.